So, shit on time. There you go. There you go. We got everything covered.
On his big boy,
A heavyweight.
heavyweight boy, and Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this.
It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who's mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense.
Gervonta Tank Davis is taking his training to an entirely new level, going to war with heavyweights ahead of his blockbuster showdown with Jake Paul. Davis isn't holding anything back. He's trading power shots with much bigger men inside the ring. One sparring session reportedly got so intense that the heavyweight looked visibly shaken after. Davis landed a thunderous punch that echoed.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring his big boy,
A heavyweight.
heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like,
Gervonta Davis has once again grabbed everyone's attention, this time by going toe-to-toe with heavyweights in brutal sparring battles. Known for his explosive knockout power in the lightweight and super lightweight divisions, Tank is proving that size doesn't define strength. Recent footage shows him landing sharp, lightning-fast combinations that keep even the biggest fighters on edge. The way he controls pace, slips punches, and counters with precision shows how locked in he is for this fight. Every punch and movement reflects his dedication to sharpening his power and endurance key weapons he'll need against.
Look like we playing pool with a short foot.
Yeah.
Ball in between them, bro. Punch when he punch, yeah. Punch when he punch. Punch when he punch. Yep. They ain't stop flying. We slowed down. Now we're gonna commit flying again. That's what we do. We reload and come back. Yeah, we ain't gotta get close, man, because they know you scared to get close. Get close, man. Keep rolling, girl. All the way down the road. Come to me, baby.
Despite the clear size difference between Davis and his sparring partners, Tank continues to challenge himself against much heavier fighters. These sessions aren't about overpowering anyone, they're about precision and control. He's learning how to manage distance, maintain rhythm, and stay explosive under pressure. His team says these sessions are designed to perfect his movement and timing to counter Jake Paul's awkward style. Davis knows Jake's biggest weapon is size, so by testing himself against heavyweights now, he's removing that fear early. It's a disciplined, confident strategy ensuring he's ready for anything when the bell rings.
Here's a clip of Gervonta Tank Davis releasing footage of him training and sparring with the heavyweight ahead of his showdown with YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul that's set to take place November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. Tank Davis is 5'4" and he weighs in at 135. His last fight, he actually was 133 pounds. Jake Paul is 6'1" with a 76-inch arm reach, and he weighed in at 199 pounds his last fight. And fight before that, he weighed in at 224 pounds. Gervonta Tank Davis has a 67-inch arm reach. This is why this fight has to be ruled an exhibition and not a real professional boxing match, because no boxing commission would sanction it. Let me know what y'all think about this. As you see, Tank Davis is using and working on movement. Let me know. I'm gone. Peace.
Former UFC star and fight analyst Chael Sonnen believes Gervonta Davis carries the weight of boxing's reputation in this fight. Sonnen stated that no matter how much attention Jake Paul brings to the sport, it's Tank's responsibility to remind the world what real boxing looks like. To Sonnen, this fight isn't just competition, it's a statement. Davis's goal is to prove that skill, timing, and experience still outweigh social media hype. Sonnen said confidently that Tank's mission is to silence the circus surrounding Jake Paul's career, not through words, but through his statement
which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I have an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list. And I used to believe those things. Now, I go back far enough in MMA that I've had my eyes open a number of times. The fact that karate was so incredibly useless, or the fact that Jeet Kune Do was so incredibly useless, like these were not things that I would have bet on when I was in high school. As a wrestler at that time, I would not have assumed that I would fare well in a fight against somebody that knew Kung Fu. We had all been falsely led through Hollywood. Not through competition, not through sport, not through understanding of the game, but just through Hollywood. We were told that those guys were the most dangerous guys. So, we then eventually get up to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which had a weight discrepancy, but it was very small. I mean, I watched him weigh in, I want to say it was like 8 pounds.
Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas praised Gervonta Davis, calling him one of boxing's most complete and powerful fighters today. Atlas dismissed the talk about Jake Paul's size advantage, saying it won't matter once the fight starts. He explained that Tank's experience facing world-class opponents gives him an edge Jake can't buy. Davis has fought every style counterpunchers, pressure fighters, tall boxers, and defensive masters. Atlas said fans asking, "What if Jake lands one big shot?" Missed the point. Tank's adaptability under pressure is what separates elite fighters from entertainers playing boxer.
Do have one guy who, yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter, he can punch. And he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're gonna find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's gonna sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else, that just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that. It's safer to do that. You don't have the bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that. But I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air. Jump up in the air. Bang! And he hits him. Sid Terrace was a great fighter. No, not the 1700s, but years ago. And Customato told me he loves Sid Terrace. He said, Teddy, he used to jump up in the air and hit you with 3 jabs. I said, whoa, man, Sid Terrace. All right. Anyway, look, I can't finish without saying that it did invoke some memories and thoughts that we've been here before in a different way, where Jake Paul's brother fought Mayweather. That's not forget. And I'm not saying I like that either. I mean, first of all, Mayweather was past his prime. He was already retired. He was older, everything, but he's still the great Mayweather. And Mayweather was fighting a guy, what was it, 50-pound difference, 60-pound difference, whatever it was. And that size made a difference. It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who's mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense.
Boxing analyst Max Kellerman offered a more personal perspective, saying Davis took the Jake Paul fight not only for competition, but also for stability. After years of relentless training camps and title fights, Tank wanted a bout that offered both excitement and financial relief. Kellerman revealed that Davis has been thinking about slowing his career pace, focusing on his family and mental peace. To him, this fight isn't just business, it's a bridge to balance. It's a massive spectacle that lets Tank enjoy the rewards of his hard work while reminding the world that he's still one of boxing's most feared fighters.
You got a guy like Gervonta, who I personally think has been checked out for way longer than this last fight. I think he was checked out prior to the Roach fight. I thought this was all going to be in the works, where he was supposed to beat the 16-1 Roach and then go on to fight Jake Paul and then call it a career, because I think the people around him understood there wasn't much left in the tank for him in terms of his want or his desire to be here. He did an interview with Dan Canobio about 18 months ago where he was like, Yeah, man, I just kind of want to raise my family. I don't know how much left of boxing for me. I don't want to see a therapist. I want to, I need to, but like I don't want to take away from my fighting. But I think it's time for me to do stuff like that. So I think the writing's been on the wall for Tank for a while. So that draw was kind of just like, I was on the way out anyway. I don't need to go back in there. And I said it at the end of that fight. I'm like, there's no way we see that rematch. He was so uncomfortable in that ring with Roach. He doesn't want to feel that again. He showed that night. So I'm not surprised that fight's not happening. I'm not even surprised he's fighting Jake Paul now. It's a cash out.